Girl, you're out here playing checkers. Everybody around you is playing chess. I need you to keep up. I need you to pay attention. I need you to keep up and learn how to play chess. Hi, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another review of 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Let's get down and dirty. First up, Jenny and Submit. Okay, so this episode did not disappoint. So yeah, let's get into it. So the astrologer comes over because Submit's parents really believe in this astrologer. They think his word is bond. They think that he really has the insight to, I don't know, to some other higher learning, higher thinking. So whatever he says, they take it literally. So the astrologer comes over. They have a lot of respect for this guy. And he's been their astrologer for 30 years. And we've met him before in previous episodes. He's been their astrologer for over 30 years. And this guy looks like he's barely 40. So I'm like really interested to know exactly how old he is because he looks really young. So he sits down with the parents and he tells them that like he understands what the situation is, how the parents are struggling with Jenny's age. The parents tell him that, we're not happy with this and we're trying to teach her how to be a good daughter-in-law. We're trying to teach her to be a good wife, so on and so forth. And the astrologer is like, no, you're doing it all wrong. Don't interfere. Leave them alone. Your only role in this relationship is to support them, show them love, enjoy them, bless them. Don't try to stop them from being together, from getting married. Just let him be. Let your son do whatever his heart is leading him to do, and you're going to have much better results. The astrologer tells them all of this anger that you have, all of this negativity, the arguing, going back and forth, trying to put barricades from them getting married. Stop it. Just let it be. Let the universe, let fate, let God do whatever is intended to be done. You can't stop it. Just leave it alone and let fate lead this situation to wherever it's supposed to go. Y'all, I don't know what happened, but something clicked in that mother's head. And she started crying because, she's going to have to just let her son make his own decision. And obviously she's worried he's going to make the wrong decision. But she started crying and she was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to let it go. You're telling me that there's nothing I can do to stop fate. Whatever will be, will be. So I'm going to let it go. So the mom wants to talk to Jenny alone. So Submit was like really surprised. He was like, what do you mean alone? And the dad's like, yeah, she wants to talk to Jenny by herself, not with you. So Jenny goes off and talks to the parents alone. And the mother says that she's over it. She's not going to fight it. She wants to get along. She says that she's willing to change for her son. And tells Jenny that, we will love you. We will accept you and Submit's love for each other. Jenny gets really emotional. In her confessional, she was crying because she couldn't believe how the tides have turned. She was just like in shock and amazement that the mother was willing to stop the fight, stop the negativity. Jenny couldn't believe it. So Jenny asked the mother, well, do we have your blessings to get married? And the mom was like, we'll see. The mom is, and I'm like, Jenny, let's baby steps, sweetheart. Let's do baby steps. She's already saying that she's not going to fight with you and Submit anymore. She's not going to try to get in the way of y'all doing whatever the hell y'all want to do with y'all's relationship. So for her to give the blessings for y'all to get married, let's kind of hold off on that. So the astrologer told them that if you push too much, he's never going to leave her. So the parents have decided to let their little bird fly free, their little Submit fly free, do whatever the hell he wants, because the parents are thinking that they're hoping that he won't actually go through with the wedding, because sometimes obviously when you put so much restrictions on someone, they're going to want to rebel and they're going to want to do the exact opposite of what you want them to do. But if you give them some wiggle room and you give them some freedom, most of the time they kind of do exactly what you want them to do. So they're like, you know what, we're going to step back, or we're going to let Submit do his thing. And the father said this, but we, our family, and our ancestors want this whole relationship to end. So they're going to put up this front that they're in support of them being together, but they're really hoping that the exact opposite happens, that they won't be together, they won't get married. And this is where I'm saying, like, Jenny, Jenny was so overwhelmed and she was so happy and she was so excited about all of this, but she has no idea that she's just being manipulated, that these people have they don't want to see their son with you. Like, don't you realize that? Do you think that one conversation with the astrologer in just, a few minutes will make them completely change their mind about the whole situation that they've been fighting for 10 years? I mean, really, Jenny, like, put your brain cells together and make something connect. But Jenny was like, oh my God, they're in support of us. Da, 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 da. They're so happy that we're going to be together. And it's like, Jenny, do you really think it's going to change that quickly? Anyways, moving on. So the mother says that we're not going to stop you from getting married, but we're not going to support you. And, we're not going to I guess we're not going to see Mom and Jenny picking out wedding dresses anytime soon, or Mom being, heavily involved in the preparations of the wedding, but they're not going to stop it. Okay, so fine. So Jenny goes to tell Sumit that, hey, I met with your parents. Everything was so amazing. They accepted us. Everything went really well. And Sumit, he can't believe it, right? Because now he has to step up. Now he has to actually, move forward, because the whole time, the reason that he was giving Jenny for not getting married was my parents. Like, because of my parents, I'm going to lose my parents. Da, da, da. Well, now your parents are saying, be free, little bird. Go do whatever the hell you want. Go fly with Jenny. Go do whatever you want. Now, what are you going to do? Now you got to step up. We need a wedding date, Sumit. When is this going to happen? So he goes to meet with his parents, and the mother starts crying when she sees her son. She hugs him. She says, I love you. And the mother says that, she has changed herself, that she's going to let fate decide, so on and so forth. And Sumit says that he feels a lot of love for his mother because he knows how hard it is for her to go against her community and her society and to not care what they think. So there was a big step for her. I want to feel sorry for Sumit because, his parents are really, they're being very manipulative, low key. So I kind of wanted to feel sorry for him. Like, you think that your parents are really in support of this relationship, but they're really not. But then again, I thought to myself, no, I don't feel sorry for Sumit. He was very deceptive. He was deceptive to Jenny when he catfished her, when he didn't tell her that he was married. He was so deceptive. He's been stringing her along for almost 10 years about getting married. Every single time there was some excuse of why he can't marry her. So no, I don't feel sorry for Sumit. And then the both of them were very deceptive to his parents, because the first time she came to India, the parents thought that Jenny, was just a friend. They had no idea that they were slinging and banging in their own house, in the room right next to them. So they were very deceptive to the parents. And so I really can't feel that sorry for Sumit and Jenny, but let's move on. So they celebrate Holi, which is I think it's like a religious festival or something in India. And what they have to do is like throw paint at each other or whatever. So they're doing that, and they can't do it with the crowd because of COVID. So it's just Jenny and Sumit. So after they get done throwing paint at each other, Jenny's like, okay, so, we got the thumbs up from your parents. What are we going to do this? Here we go. Sumit is like, and so Jenny's like, hey, I want to get married like right now, yesterday. When are we going to do this, Sumit? And so then Sumit says, well, you know what? I got to talk to my astrologer. Let me talk to my astrologer so we can pick the right date. So Jenny's okay with that, because of the fact that she believes the astrologer is the one that kind of changed everybody's heart. So she's okay with that because, she thinks that the astrologer is on her side. I kind of think that the astrologer knows the what's up, and that's why he was so easy to tell the parents, hey, just let him do whatever the hell he wants to do. Because in the back of the astrologer's mind, he was probably thinking, yeah, Sumit ain't going to do crap. Sumit ain't gonna make this happen, so his parents ain't got nothing to worry about. So that's why he was so easy to say, hey, go ahead and let him do whatever he wants to do, because the astrologer knows the what's up. So Sumit, one thing I gotta say to you in closing: when are you getting married? What is the date? Okay, moving on. Ariella and Benny. So Ariella has left America. She's gone to Mombasa, Kenya. and that's where she's going to meet Benny. They rent this beautiful apartment. They're going to be there for about 3 months. Benny arrives the first night. Everyone's too exhausted to really talk about anything. The second day, mom stays home with the baby while Ariella and Benny go and talk. She hired a translator for some reason. Benny's English is fine. Like, why are you being so over the top with this? Even Benny was like, I don't know why she hired a translator, because we understand each other perfectly. So she hires a translator, which really wasn't much use, because Benny was like, I don't know what's going on with the translator, but I'm going to talk to you the way I've been talking to you. So he's talking to her in English. So Ariella is like, you brought so much shame to my house, to my family, whatever, because you had all these people in my house, and you were taking pictures with girls, and there was these two particular girls that you were always with. And Benny's like, look, I don't know what you're thinking or what you're trying to say, but I was not cheating on you. I am not cheating on you. I am here because I want to make my family work. I want us to stay together. I want to start all over with you. So Ariella is like, still fighting it. She's still like, well, you need to admit what you did. And if you can't admit what you did, then we can't go on in this relationship, and we're just going to have to, co-parent separately or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, you're the one that chose to leave. Okay, and you're upset that he wasn't in some deep, dark depression after you left, and he was trying to have fun with his friends. I don't know. I don't think that Benny should have had people over at the house, especially when he said he had a studio and they're all partying in the studio. So they should have just gone to the studio and partied. And don't bring strange people to your family home. I didn't agree with that, but I don't think he was cheating on her. And so I feel like Ariella is just trying to gear up. She's just trying to set this trap to go back to America, with or without him. That's what I think is going to be happening. She went to America, visited with her family. Everybody in her family wants her to come back to New Jersey. So I think she's just trying to create friction so that her and the baby can go back to New Jersey, and either Benny's going to be on board with that or not. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think she plans on living in Mombasa. I don't think that's going to happen. I think she's just being very manipulative with her tears and her false accusations of infidelity, just to get him back to New Jersey. Moving on, Kenny and Armando. Okay, so the wedding date is getting closer. Who arrives? Madison. Kenny's daughter Madison arrives with her son Cooper. Cooper is so freaking adorable. So, Kenny has missed his family so much. And of course, just the reunion between him and Cooper was so sweet and so touching. So, yeah. So the whole issue with them was whether or not Armando's dad was going to show up for the wedding. I knew that this man was going to show up for the wedding. I think this man, he's got such a soft heart. He loves his children too much to not show up. So it was all this back and forth. Is he coming? Is he not? Is he coming? Is he not? So he's constantly communicating with his mother. The mother is like, well, I packed up his stuff, and he didn't protest. He didn't say, hey, why are you packing up my stuff? I'm not going to the wedding. So I was like, okay, obviously this man's going to show up. So when his family's on their way to, I forget the town that he lives in, to the town that him and Kenny are in, he calls his mom, and he wants to know if the dad is with them. And yes, the dad is with them. Just to make that short, yes, the dad is with them. So the dad will definitely be there at the wedding. The issue with me, with Armando and Kenny, is Kenny going to stay in Mexico? I think Kenny, if he's not going to, I think he's going to start some stuff. And let me not say that. I think Kenny wants to go back to Florida. And I think he's going to try to find a way to get Armando back to Florida. I just don't see Kenny living in Mexico. The way he's so homesick and how much he misses his family. And then he made a really good point when he said, why would I stay in Mexico? Yeah, his family is really good to me. He says his family, Armando's family, they're good to me. I know that they like me, but there's still that underlying tone that they're just not happy that he chose someone like me. That there's that thing there that's lingering with the family that they wish that Armando was with a woman. So he's like, in Florida, we can have much better support. In Florida, he'd be closer with his family. But then there's the issue of taking Hannah away from the only family that she knows. So yeah, that's gonna be a struggle. But I just don't see them living there. I just don't see Kenny staying in Mexico. Corey and Evelyn. Okay, so he reproposes to her. He takes her out to the beach. He had this whole thing arranged where these two boatmen or fishermen were gonna they were gonna be in the water on their boat, and they're gonna hold up this huge sign where it says, "Evelyn, will you marry me again?" The plan worked out. I'm not gonna go into the details of how he did it and exactly what happened, but he did propose to her again. He got down on one knee, he gave her flowers, and he asked her to marry him again, and she said yes. In this particular episode, Evelyn seemed a lot happier, a lot freer, a lot human, a little bit more human. So that was a cute little episode. So she did say yes. Moving on to Alina and Steven. So he's already proposed. It's been a few weeks since the proposal, and they're sitting there talking, and she's like, you know what, we need to hurry up and get married because I want to go back to Russia. I miss my home. And the whole plan is to get married in Turkey so that she can apply for a spousal visa in Russia. So he's dragging his feet about that. He's like, well, I really didn't plan on us, being married so soon after being engaged. And I'm like, okay, but y'all are on a limited visa in Turkey. They're on a visa in Turkey, and it's very limited. They have to hurry up and get things done, otherwise the visa is going to expire. And up to this point, they only have 1 month left. And she's like, we need to do this. And he's like, no, we got time. Now his whole issue is the baptism. So the plan was for her to be baptized before they got married, but because they're on a time crunch, she's going to end up being, oh no, not because of the time crunch, because of COVID, Turkey is not doing any baptism. So she's going to have to be baptized after they get married, probably in Russia. So he's like, are you really going to get baptized, or are you just saying that because you want us to get married? And she's like, I'm not using the baptismal to try to marry you. I'm going to be baptized. I'm taking that seriously. Yes, I will be baptized after we get married. So now he's using that whole excuse of whether or not she's actually being really genuine and upfront and truthful about wanting to be baptized. And I'm just like, Steven, God, marry this girl if you're going to marry her. Stop with the excuses. You of all people you've been cheating on her since day one. Stop with the excuses. She's not the problem. You're the problem. So yeah, we'll see if he's going to set a date. Steven, submit dates. We need dates of when these weddings are going to occur. Dates, okay? Confirm dates. Thank you. That is my review. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.